Good morning guys, Chris here from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another enthralling episode of the Emergency Storage Shed Cleanout series. We are up to episode 126. I think I got that wrong last episode, but the title would have been right. 126 weeks in a row. This week, super exciting week. What am I saying? Every week's super exciting. We have a mystery blue box, the milk crate behind me up on top of that shelf. That's what we've got to get to next. I have resisted the urge to peek. There could be anything in there. Well, not anything. I don't think it'd be well, I hope it's not alive. There could be a possum in here. Let's go and have a look. I haven't seen it moving, so I'd suggest there's nothing living. However, that remains to be seen. So a quick recap. We're working towards... I want to get both these cabinets out in a row. Now, in one episode, someone suggested one cabinet is worthy of an episode on its own. Well, yes, but it would be fairly short. I think we'll deal with both of them. I don't even know what that one is down there. I don't remember it at all. I do remember this retro one at the front, and we got all those car manuals out of there, so that's now empty. I don't know what's in the other one either. And we have a series of piles of boxes to get rid of first. But, you know, like the arm bones connected to the shoulder bone or however that little song goes, we have to get this shelf unit done before we can get those boxes back in there, before we can get those cupboards. And then once we do clear out all that space, we will reassemble this old mangle. Hopefully it's all there. Okay, back to the job at hand, this blue crate. I'll give you guys a peek. Now, I can't see in there yet. It does look like there's maybe jumper cables or something at the front. So is it all shed stuff? I have no idea. You guys now know more than I do. Let's take it through to the bench and unpack it. So what did you say when you saw it? Oh no, more vintage electrical stuff. I'm saying yay, more vintage electrical stuff. Now, obviously, I've got a bit of a thing for electrical stuff and I like vintage stuff. So vintage and electrical's awesome. One of these is an old car radio, I think, and the other one's some sort of test equipment. I know you guys only had a quick peek. Let's get it out and see exactly what we've got. Okay, we have... It's so dusty we can't read it. It's a meter of some sort. What's it say on here? Distributed... Oh, it's car test equipment, I think. Distributor degrees advance, engine degrees advance. So it's a vintage electronic car test analyzer meter. We'll clean it up, and I may not do anything much with it except sell it how it is, but cool piece of kit. I like that. And this one, these were the wiring. Oh, hang on, no, that's not. What's that from? Oh, that might go with the meter, I think. Looks like that goes on a spark plug. And we have a timing light. Oh, this might be separate. I think this is just a timing light for checking the timing on an old car. Don't think they use these anymore. That probably does plug into the meter. So this would be the accessories here for the meter. Let's get the car radio out. This will be an old valve radio mounted under the dash. Dial's in pretty good condition. Can we see a brand on it? It's got both the knobs there, which is great. They're always usually missing. Hang on, it's upside down, goes that way. Can't see an actual brand. Oh yes, it's a Ferris. It's written in red in the middle. And it's got all the Victorian radio station call signs. Actually, it's the red writing's really hard to read. New South Wales stations, Victorian stations, and Queensland stations. So bad luck Tasmania, and of course South Australia and Western Australia and the territories. Obviously, no one wanted to listen to your stations. Now, I would think this is probably 1950s. There should be a speaker in there. Looks in pretty good condition. I don't think I'm going to try and get it going though. I think I'll sell it as is. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of fixing a valve car radio because I don't know enough about them. What else is in this box? Some bubble wrap. Well, we always use that. And a piece of cardboard. Oh, some more vintage electrical. This is an Akai. Oh, it's a tape deck, is it? Rewind, record, stop, start, forward. 4-track stereo tape recorder. Oh, there we go. It's still got tape in it. I wonder what's on that tape. So how's that for a vintage piece? Looks a bit rough in places. Obviously it's a portable, it's got a handle. Very, very dirty, but that's really cool design. So I'm certainly going to clean it up. All three of these items, that may just be a quick clean and sell for projects for someone else. They're not the sort of projects that I want to get into. What model is this? This would have to be 60s, I think, early 70s. Has patent numbers on the back. Yeah, not too sure. Lots of different numbers there. Well, we'll look that one up. But that's a really cool piece. Look at the huge buttons on it. Rewind. I guarantee you the pinch roller is going to be rock hard. The belts and drive bolts are probably all broken. Even the tape's broken, or is that just the end of it? No, it's all come off the spool. Oh, look at that. Okay. Well, it's unlikely that this is going to make any noises. Unless I drop it on the floor, then it'll make a big noise. We'll clean it up though. I'll do a bit of research. I'll be back with you shortly of what I think these things are worth in this condition, which isn't very good really. Still, they're cool. And an empty box. Back at the bench now, having done a little bit of research online, and what have I discovered and what are my plans? Well, I found quite a few of these. It's from the Sun Electric Corporation. I think it's US made, and it's an electronic distributor tester. I found a few online. One had been listed multiple times at about $100, no takers. There was another one for, I think, a bit cheaper. I didn't see any that sold. None of them actually included the wiring bits and pieces. They were in similar condition. So they're around, and I don't think they're worth a fortune, but it's a cool piece of vintage automobilia. It's a bit hard to say. I guess it dates to the 60s. I'm going to just clean it up. We will take the back off and just have a look, because I just love having a look in these things and seeing what's in them, and I'm sure you guys would be interested. I'm thinking I'll put about, say, $40 on it, cleaned up in the shop. Pretty well. I doubt anyone's ever going to use it. It's more or less just a go with or a prop for someone's garage collection. So that's what we'll do. We'll have a peek at that. I will clean it up. I'm thinking about $40. Much the same with this Ferris car radio. They're relatively common. There's lots of different styles around, but there was a lot of these around from the 50s and 60s. I think it's a valve one. I'm going to pull the cover off that and we'll have a look as well. I did notice it's got different Bakelite knobs, so either one's an imposter or they both are. So I think I'm not going to... Oh, well, will we fire it up? It's a 6-volt unit. I guess we'll pull the cover off, have a look, and we might even put 6 volts on it and just see if it has any sort of life in it at all. But regardless of whether it has or not, I think we'll put $40 on it in the shop cleaned up. This Akai is a different kettle of fish. It is, I believe it is a fairly high-end portable tape player. Back in the mid to late 60s. I couldn't find an exact year on it. The only two I found online were in the States. One of them, oh no, one was in the UK. I think one sold for near $300 Australian, untested. Admittedly, it looked a lot nicer than this, and it was in its leather case, although that wasn't in the best condition. And there was another one listed for sale for parts or repair for $450, and that hadn't sold. But I did a quick Google as well, and it seems they are quite scarce. I don't think this is something I just want to plonk in the shop and let it go for $50 or something. I think it might be worth spending a bit of time cleaning up. It will look a lot better with a bit of effort. I can't see any real damage to the case, other than the tape counter here is sort of rotted a bit. I think it's like a die cast, and it's a bit broken off the end. The ones I saw online, that was nicely chromed, so that's obviously an issue. I'm not sure why the forward button's stuck down, but I can't see any real cosmetic damage. Most of it is just years and years of grime, and I think it would actually clean up remarkably well. So I'm going to put this aside. I don't think this is something I really want to just quit for the sake of getting rid of it and for the sake of making space. I'm not saying I'm going to do a restoration on it, but I'm not saying I'm not going to do a restoration. So we'll put that one aside for now. Value-wise, I think I won't even write anything down because that would be unfair because I'm not actually planning to sell it. And I know I keep saying to you guys, make decisions, don't just move stuff from one cupboard to another and then say you've cleaned up. But something like this could be a real gem. It could be a jewel in the rough, a diamond in amongst the coal, whatever you want to say. I'm not sure. I usually get a hunch on these things, and let's face it, something like this isn't going to become any less desirable. I think as they get older, and if it was a top-end unit, it's always going to be sought after. So I'll keep it here until I find time to clean it up one day. Right, did I say all that? I should just put 50 bucks on it and let someone else have the joy. But I don't know. That's what we're going to do for now. I might revisit that train of thought. But we're going to clean these two up. We'll have a peek inside them and we will be selling those as soon as we can. Okay, let's get into this and have a look what's inside this test meter. Oh, hello. Coco's come for a visit. Hang on, let me adjust the camera. What's up, Coco? Hey? What's up with you? Don't you like me talking to other people and not you? Oh. You're so demanding. Maybe we should go inside. Do you think it's tucker time? Is it tucker time? Okay, back to this job. I just distracted her with some treats. It's not quite tucker time yet. She's that food orientated. It's amazing. All right, let's get the back off this. I assume it's just the one bolt holding the back on. Maybe that's a mounting bolt. It looks like the back's a separate piece. Is it going to come off? No, maybe not. All right, we might leave that well alone. I think the front certainly comes off. And I did notice just before that there's a Phillips head screw in each corner, except that one's a flathead. So it's been opened before. I'm not surprised. Probably been opened numerous times. So let's take these out. They'll just be self-tappers, I think. And have a look inside. I don't think they're the original screws, they're actually countersunk. Right, does that come off? I have to provide a little bit of leverage. There we go. Okay, what do we got? We've got valves in here. Interesting. How do we get that out? Oh, there we go. Oh, the whole back cover comes off. Oh, that was just a mounting bolt in the back. I might even leave it out because it'll sit flat. Well, that's cool. There's valves. There's a large capacitor. I wonder if anything's dated. Transformer in the middle, that's probably another valve with shielding around it, I think. Or is it a capacitor? Oh, that might be a vibrator. Yes, it is a vibrator. So that's going to turn a low voltage DC into a low voltage AC via a mechanical oscillating contact. And then the AC can be stepped up from the transformer to a high voltage AC, which can be rectified back to a high voltage DC. And that's needed to run the valves. So that would be buzzing while the thing's operating. It looks in pretty good condition. Quite dusty. It doesn't look like there's been any repair work done. I can't see any dates on anything. Pretty cool piece. Oh, there we go. Pretty cool piece of vintage electronic equipment. The old paper capacitors. So if you were going to restore it, you'd need to replace those. Lots of nice brightly coloured resistors with all their colour codes on them. Yeah, it's actually quite a complex piece of equipment. I was more involved than what I was thinking it would be, especially with the valves. It must have some sort of amplifier section in here. Honestly, don't know. But that's pretty cool. All right, I'm not going to do anything with it other than mainly clean up the front panel. I brushed a bit off before so it was more readable. I'll clean it up a bit nicer. The meter's in good condition. And the rest of it really just needs a wipe over. We'll put it back together and we'll put it in the shop as a nice relic from automotive repair history. All right, just before we put it back together, I just noticed something. So if anyone's interested in buying this and sees this video, you probably need to be aware that the transformer may have an issue. It's all bruised in this section, and I think that is from the piece in the middle of the back of the casing, and the reason that's hit is the transformer is bent across a bit. It's got a bit of flex in the bracket, and I think what's happened is this unit may have been dropped at one stage. The weight of the transformer has bent the bracket so that it's pushed back, and it's obviously hit against the back of the case. It may not have done any damage, but it might also have broken one of the outer windings. So if someone was to restore this, that would certainly be an issue. Well, it would certainly need inspecting anyway. Nothing else looks damaged, but that transformer's mounted. It's got an angle bracket this side, and I think that's all it's got. It doesn't have brackets on the inside. Must have another bracket somewhere. Or is it just purely mounted on that one bracket? Anyway, it flexes a lot. I think it's moved with an impact and it's caused a bruise there. Other than that, nothing looks broken otherwise. Nothing looks burnt out. But that's not my concern, and I doubt anyone in the future will use this, as I mentioned before. I think it's more likely just to be a nice display piece. Now let's have a look in this radio. I think this top speaker cover will come off. It'll give us a good look inside. It's actually not too bad, this one. It's not rusty. It's a bit oily and dusty. It's got some homemade brackets on the side. I'm not sure how good this speaker will be. If indeed there is a speaker in there. It looks like there's supposed to be, but being a car radio, it's possible that the speaker was somewhere else in the car and this might be just empty. Not sure. So I think we will try and fire it up just for the interest of doing so. It probably won't work. It's probably got a vibrator as well. If it is a valve radio, it will have to have one. And if that's the case, there's a fair chance the contacts in that won't work and we won't be able to generate any voltage. It might have capacitors that are well and truly had it. It might even not be complete. Someone might have been in here and robbed parts. Who knows? Okay, will this cover come off? Yes. Is there a speaker? There is. Oh, okay. Well, we weren't going to get any sound, were we? Speaker's disconnected. The paper cone looks okay. Magnavox, made in Australia, in Sydney. Can't read the model, there's no date. Sometimes they do have a date on the frame of these speakers. I can't see one, but let's get some of the dust off. Okay, what's that say? 94? Well, it certainly won't be 1994. And it certainly won't be 1894. E5, it looks like scratched on there. K6. Actually, the speaker paper looks in good order. It's probably full of dirt from in here, but at least it hasn't been eaten by insects. So no date, but that's okay. At least it's in there. But why is it disconnected? Now what have we got in here? We've got the dial string's broken. That's a spring that's rusted and broken. So the dial string is what, when it turns the tuning capacitor in the radio, it moves the string across, which there's a little indicator in here. I've got some leaves too. Not sure if you can see that, it might be a bit dark. There's a little indicator that moves the dial, the little indicator here, the orange one behind the glass, back and forward so you know what station you're up to. So obviously with the string broken, that doesn't work. This has a flexible drive through to the radio, which is probably just volume and on-off switch by the sounds of that. So the radio's in the back section. How's best to get in and have a look at that? Looks like these covers on the side might come off. I think a couple of screws here. That will probably be antenna, or is that, what's it say? Speaker. So that's for an external speaker. That's aerial. So it's possible that they used an external speaker in the car and this one has been cut and tied. Okay, let's have a look at the radio. So I think we'll try and get these side panels off. I don't know if they come off. Do they? Doesn't feel like they do. They might be spot welded. So I think these screws are just going to take this front panel off, and that's not going to get us any closer to looking at the radio. In fact, I reckon the only way we can look at the radio is through this panel. 3 screws there. Oh, I don't want to keep taking it all apart too much, but I want to see if it is a valve radio or not. I think one this large would be. So let's take these 3 screws out and see if this panel will move. Alright, will this move forward? Oh, okay. Ah, right. So we can get the radio off the back with these screws on the side. Bit of a tricky dismantle, this one. So that's how we split the case. And we still can't quite get into it. Oh, okay, that's the extension for the tuning. The volume and the switch. So we can see in there now it is a valve radio. And it's awfully dirty. So we have paper wax capacitors, all original resistors in there. Transformer. There will certainly be a vibrator in there somewhere. Tuning capacitor back in here. And we have the speaker cable in the side here, which is stopping us getting it off further. And this is an earth wire. Another transformer there. One of the transformers, probably the one in here, will be an audio transformer for this speaker. And it looks like there's probably been mice living in there. It's a bit of a mess. But it is complete. All the valves are in here. So I think that's all I need to see. Alright, we'll put it back together. I'll clean up the case. I'll clean the dial and everything so that that looks nice and presentable. And again, it may never ever function as a radio in an old car. It may just be a display piece. Although I think this has got more chance of being restored than the other test equipment. Alright, I'll put it back together and we'll clean it up. So this poor old girl has sat there in its grime and decades of dirt and watched these 2 things have a bath, get sparkly, refreshed, look new. How good's that cleanup? That's been really come up well. I just wiped over the casing with some methylated spirits or denatured alcohol and a toothbrush, got all the old greasy, dusty stuff off. And the little test meter here, I did similar. I actually used just a window cleaner for this one because I didn't want the alcohol to affect any of the plastics where it wasn't going to hurt the old radio there. But geez, they come up well. So I've upped my prices because, you know, you can judge a book by its cover, and the covers on these things look awesome. So I'm going to go $50 on the radio. We know it's complete, even though the speaker's not connected for some reason. I presume because they were using an extension speaker. And all the labels are on the sides. I did take the homemade brackets off. And there's a code here. I don't know that 1943 would be the date. I think it's too early. 6 volt input there. This side I think we have the tone, that's right, speaker and aerial. And there's every chance that that unit could go. I'm sorry for those of you that were hoping I was going to power it up. not much point with the speaker not connected, and I wasn't going to put too much time into it. I would imagine the vibrator would probably need a service before it would work. But there we go, a couple of really nice automotive pieces for the shop. Now this one, even though it looks like it should go this way, the dial's upside down, because obviously when it mounts under the dash, the speaker needs to be pointing down, or at least not pointing straight up into the dash. There's a good look at the dial. So that's the way it would have mounted under your dash in the car. And there we go. So a couple of nice pieces for the shop. Did I say a price? I think I'll go 50 each on them, and we'll see how we go. The rest of the wiring bits and pieces for the test meter, I'll just put in a bag with it. But as far as the display item goes, it looks pretty cool like that. I did get some replacement screws. I couldn't find 4 straight slot ones. I had to put a couple of Phillips heads down the bottom, which I don't like. But because I think this was made, well, they're straight slot ones on the badge there, which I did clean up as well. But yeah, if I had some other screws age appropriate, I would put them in. I just can't find any at the moment. So that'll finish this video. A couple of nice pieces for the shop. We'll write down on the notepad, say $100. And this one for a rainy day, perhaps. Okay, another episode done and dusted. Thanks for watching, guys. I enjoyed going through these and cleaning them up. I find it very relaxing just cleaning up stuff on the bench. I have some YouTube videos playing or the radio going. So even though they're not really restored, they look a lot better and they're much more saleable. So that's kind of enjoyable. We will do that Akai unit at some stage, or if someone messages me and they really want it, we might be able to do a deal, because you know, you all know I don't need the projects, but there's something about that. I reckon with all the chrome on it and the 60s styling, it will be so satisfying to clean it up. Whether I get it working or not doesn't kind of matter. It might be just a clean up like I did with these two. Anyway, it's going to sit in a comfortable spot in my shed for a while. I'm not sure where. I'll find a spot. It won't be back out there because I need to empty that emergency storage shed. Thanks for watching. We'll get to the notepad next week and have a bit of a look, but we're going to add $100 approximately to the total for this week, and who knows, it might even sell before I speak to you next in this series. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.